Suffered for the first staging of a full international at this splendid stadium for 25 years. It's the second of the 3 matches in this 3-nation competition for the England Challenge Cup. Argentina, like the Soviet Union, have discarded the bulk of their World Cup squad. You'll recognise only 2 names from last summer: goalkeeper Sergio Goycochea, whose performances in 2 penalty shootouts steered Argentina into the final, and Oscar Ruggeri, who was a World Cup winner in Mexico in '86. So the newcomers, number 8, Dario Franco, has already impressed with 3 goals in the 4 internationals under the new coach Alfio Basile. And Diego Simeone, who wears the Maradona number 10 tonight, has spent this season in the Italian First Division with Pisa. The Soviet Union make 3 changes from the team which entertained against England but eventually were pipped by David Platt. Cherchesov replaces Uvarov in goal. Mostovoy, an effective substitute at Wembley, is in from the start tonight. And a major boost is the inclusion of the 1990 Soviet Player of the Year, Igor Dobrovolsky. The presence of Manchester United's Andrei Konchelskis should bring the Soviet Union the greatest share of the support, and their red shirts might also appeal to the Old Trafford followers. Cherchesov takes over from Uvarov, who didn't play too well at Wembley. And at the other end, Goycochea, whose upswinging fortune started against the Soviet Union in the World Cup when Neri Pumpido broke a leg in the opening minutes in Naples. And Goycochea stepped up from the substitutes bench to become really one of the stars of the competition. Argentina defend the goal to the left in the first half. Their blue and white stripes, one of the most distinctive of international strips. This is Dario Franco. Manchester United's gallant ground staff still trying to make up for past mistakes and produce a pitch in keeping with the rest of the fine facilities here. Certainly the first challenge by Franco, suggesting that we've got a very serious game here. Svebar, who conceded the penalty at Wembley, he's wearing number 4, Mikhailichenko at 7. Franco preventing the pass, getting to the right-hand side. Mostovoy, who's still trying to get his senses back after being dumped down by Franco in that very first confrontation of the match. Good evening to Andy Gray.
Good evening, Martin. Yes, it's very, very nice to be here at Old Trafford. I've never seen as many under-16s at this ground in my life. It's quite incredible coming here tonight, how many kids are actually watching this game, and that's a wonderful sign to see. I'm actually delighted that Dobrovolsky and Mostovoy have been included in the Soviet side tonight. It does suggest that they will be a little more attack-minded. It looks as if Dobrovolsky has gone up front already with Kolivanov, and it does look as if Konchelskis as well is playing up front. So it looks as if the Soviets are starting with 3 up front, which is always a good sign.
Chernyshov, who was caught out once or twice at Wembley, caught in possession here. This is Garcia. It's a good start by Argentina. Svebar and then Dobrovolsky calmly. Well, here's the local boy, Andrei Konchelskis, with just the 1 First Division game under his belt for Manchester United away at Crystal Palace. Working under pressure. Argentina forcing him back. He has to use Cherchesov. Kulkov. And now Argentina can counter-attack. They've got 3 forward. It's threaded through to Alfaro Moreno. It was Garcia's pass. The Soviet Union do know about Alfaro Moreno. They played against him at Olympic level in Seoul in 1988. He scored, but the Soviet Union won 2-1 and went on to take the gold medal. That's Dobrovolsky. Kolivanov coming into the middle, takes it first time. It was a great try.
He took it first time and was very unlucky, but also took an incredible whack off your old friend Enrique there as well. That was a very difficult chance for Kolivanov. As it came over, it just skips a couple of yards in front of him. It's always difficult to control it. If you just watch as it comes over, it just comes up, and it's difficult to keep down. He does that, and he's very, very close, but takes a whack for his cause there. But that's a chance at both ends within a matter of minutes.
Kulkov. Kolivanov finding himself deep. Mikhailchenko, Kolivanov, Shalimov to the left. Kolivanov trying to slide it through to Mostovoy, and Kochaya got more of a sight of the ball than Mostovoy would have liked.
Yeah, but a wonderful move. Notice about Kolivanov had to come really deep there to get involved in the play. But it was a super positive run right into the heart of the Argentinian defence. And the only thing that let Mostovoy down was his first touch, really. He let it get a little bit too far away from him.
Mikhailchenko. Mostovoy looking for Kolivanov. First try blocked by Vasquez. Three waiting for the cross. Dobrovolsky making a fourth. Now Shalimov. Good movement by the Soviet Union, including the arrival of Kulkov on the far side. And here comes Galyamin. It was Kulkov who wrong-footed the defence momentarily. Galyamin gets it across. Starting to see what Argentina are made of defensively. They've got Ruggieri there, who's been through so many battles for them. Dobrovolsky, Mostovoy, it's offside. Very disappointing for the Soviet Union. At the end of their best minute of the match, really.
Well, best 5 minutes. They've had a really tremendous 5 minutes when they've kept the ball away from the Argentinians from the first time in the match. And that was very, very close. Mostovoy could not have been far away from being offside. Timed his run perfectly. And if Dobrovolsky, as he releases the ball, when you look at that run, there's not an awful lot in that mark. We don't get a great view of it there, but it's very, very, very close.
Yes, I was just looking along using the edge of the penalty area as a marker then, with the defender standing a foot or so inside it on the far side as we looked. And as the ball was played, I would have thought Mostovoy would have been level with him. Estrada getting a toe in again. Ooh, Basualdo was a little wild, and Mostovoy did well to keep out of the way. Sveber is the defender who is injured. That's the new Argentinian coach standing up, doing the gesticulating. Alfio Basile, known as Coco to his friends.
If I'm not mistaken, Mark, was he a member, a player that some Celtic fans, if they're watching tonight, have cause to remember? Didn't he take part in the Battle of Montevideo many years ago?
He did, yes. He played in all those 3 games in that notorious World Club Championship. "27 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. Problems for the Soviet Union, and an important defender in Sveber. Has to go off, and they're going to continue the treatment down on the bench. Now Kuznetsov is ready to come on. Well, in many ways, this is an excellent tournament for the Soviet Union to be involved in as preparation for a European Championship tie, but it loses some of its value if you lose players through it. And Simeone suggesting that Dobrovolsky made more of that than was necessary. And Ruggeri, who always likes to get involved. It's the side of Argentinian football, well, it's a constant failing in their game. I think back to that World Cup quarter-final at Wembley in 1966 when Ratin was sent off, and had he stayed on, who knows whether England would have got beyond the quarter-final. They were a good side then. That's a yellow card for Garcia.
Yeah, we did say that the temperament was always in question, and we've just seen a couple of incidents that just suggest that that's something that they haven't cured.
Kulkov. Now Kolivanov. Kulkov. Shalimov. Kolivanov let it run very late too, in a way that almost made an opening for Dobrovolsky, and the Soviets showing that they can dish it out as well. This may be a match not to stage in front of the children.
We just do hear from the bench, Martin, that Sveber's actually got a badly swollen ankle, which suggests that it's more or less a knock. But with, as you say, a European Championship match and a very important one coming up, it's no surprise that Bishevets is taking no chances and not risking any of his players.
Kuznetsov, who played against England and has happy memories of Britain because he got the winning goal against Scotland in February.
Thank you.
I should say, to balance that out, of course, last year Scotland beat Argentina with a splendid goal from Stuart McKimmie. Shalimov. Now Dobrovolsky. There's no offside this time. Oh, and Kolivanov showing how elusive he is again. Mikhailichenko. And the second time, in fact, was more concerned in trying to win a penalty than spin into a second shot. And the referee Mickelson was having none of it. Brought out by Alfaro Moreno, taken on by Visconti. Mikhailichenko looked ruefully at the referee. Here's Garcia. Kept in initially by Alfaro Moreno, but the Soviet Union wondering whether they might have had a penalty a moment or two ago. Alexei Mikhailichenko, who, to my mind, really spurred the chance of a second shot.
Yes, he did. It was a magnificent play from Kolivanov. The trouble was it was just behind him, as you can see. But you have to give the Argentinians credit. They got three bodies round the ball. There was a nudge there from Simeone, but I think that you're quite right. Mikhailichenko looking for the penalty rather than trying to get a second shot in. Kuznetsov. Shalimov, who got a lot of the ball at Wembley, but didn't always put it to the best of use. Dobrovolsky, Kuznetsov. Oh, it deflects to Kolivanov through the centre. And the referee says, get on with it. It was Mostovoy who flung himself to the ground. Konchelskis, everybody froze, expecting the whistle. Attackers and defenders. And even the referee himself didn't give a genuine sign to wave play on. He just
didn't do anything.
I don't know if he had an excellent view of it, Martin, to be totally honest with you, but it does suggest with both sets of players freezing and expecting the whistle that there may have had a case there, the Soviets. I think Mostovoy made a great deal of it, and perhaps too much in the referee's mind. As you see it come across here, he lets it run in tons. Enrique certainly puts his left foot there, and I certainly think there was cause for a penalty there. But I don't believe that the referee had a great view of it.
Mikhailichenko, Mostovoy, and this time he has given it.
Third time lucky.
A penalty to the Soviet Union. With 10 minutes to go in this tough first half. And it's the number 10, Mostovoy, who thought he had a penalty a minute earlier. And has one now.
Yes, it comes in. I think Mikhailichenko's actually trying for the shot, but Mostovoy gets hold of it, and I don't think there can be any doubts this time. He's just bowled completely over. I think even Argentina couldn't complain too much, although they did try a little bit.
And what we're seeing now is plenty of gamesmanship at the penalty, and of course it's a chance to see the great penalty shot stopper of the World Cup, Goicoechea. He saved 2 in the quarter-final shootout against Yugoslavia. He saved 2 sensationally in the semi-final in Naples to knock out Italy. And the Soviet Union will know all about his reputation, but they've got a character of high caliber of their own in Dobrovolsky. We've had an almost 2-minute delay before the penalty is taken. Oh, and Goicoechea has got another one on his list. And it wasn't the most difficult save he's ever had to make. And Dobrovolsky's nerve totally failed him.
Somehow you feel it was inevitable, wasn't it? Dobrovolsky's so casual here when he's taking the penalty. Goicoechea guesses the right way, and having done that, the rest was easy.
Well, this match is being beamed live to Argentina, where his considerable status is now increased, and Dobrovolsky, well, loses a point or two here. The Soviet player of 1990 didn't live up to the billing when it came to a penalty against the goalkeeper, who's shown himself to be world-class in those situations. Garcia. It's a corner to Argentina. So Visconti to take the corner. Garcia is right in there. Dealt with by Konchelskis. Enrique trying to fire it back. Across from Visconti. Goes Ruggieri and Franco, and that's Cherchesov's. But he's thrown it straight to Vasquez and put his teammates in trouble. The reserve goalkeeper, Stanislav Cherchesov, couldn't throw the ball long enough. They retrieved it, and Garcia was really cut down there. Chernyshov was the culprit. Well, it's in these positions that you miss Maradona. Alfio Basile has made it quite clear to Diego Maradona that during his suspension he's very welcome at the training camp at any time that the national team get together, which is a lovely show of faith at Maradona's lowest point in his life, let alone his career. A minute to go to half-time. Visconti. Oh, and Ruggieri, the captain for Argentina.
Well, it's quite incredible. Having dominated the first half, they go and concede another goal that really Cherchesov and the Soviet goal will be I mean, his defenders must be furious at this. This is a goalkeeper's ball. He must come and collect that. Look how close Ruggeri is. I mean, he's not going to miss that. And the goalkeeper, I don't know where he was.
Visconti played it to the far post area, and that is into the goalkeeper's territory, but he was rooted to his line. And Ruggeri said, "Thank you very much." So the Soviet Union, who could have easily gone in at half-time a goal up, are more than likely to reach the dressing room a goal adrift. And possibly that situation points up the difference in quality between the two goalkeepers. Goikochea, established by the World Cup with all the confidence that that brings, but Cherchesov playing for only the 4th time tonight really didn't show the authority that was demanded of him at that free kick.
I mean, it wasn't even one of those difficult decisions, Martin, where you can wonder whether he was right to come or whether he was right to stay. I mean, he was just totally wrong. It was there, it was food and drink for him, and he was just rooted to his line.
Simeone. So Oscar Ruggeri, the survivor from the '86 World Cup winning team, has given Argentina the lead, and Sergio Goikochea has added another penalty to his catalogue of saves, this time at the expense of Igor Dobrovolsky. But Ruggeri, who's been such a great servant to Argentinian football in his own abrasive way, has made a timely contribution. Their first goal in the England Challenge Cup, and it takes us, the two main participants there, exchanging mutual admiration, really. It takes us a step closer towards a special England-Argentina confrontation on Saturday, but still 45 minutes to go here. It's Argentina 1, the Soviet Union 0. The Soviet Union start the second half. Argentina piecing their side together for the forthcoming Copa America, the South American International Championships, which take place in July. And they lead by 1-0. This is Mostovoy. Such a fresh Argentinian team, but the two main characters for them in the first half, their two most experienced players, Ruggeri the scorer and Goikochea the goalkeeper. Incidentally, the coach Carlos Bilardo is now running a schools coaching project in Argentina. He's a qualified doctor, but having given up the international job and twice taken Argentina to the World Cup final, once winning and once losing, of course, he didn't fancy going back to medicine. Garcia, stopped by Shalimov. How much steam is left in the Soviet Union after the tiring travelling and having played on Tuesday night at Wembley in a very fast-tempoed game. And indeed, the Argentinian coach, the current Argentinian coach, Basile, watched the match at Wembley and was impressed with England. Particularly, he mentioned David Platt, no surprise in that, and he was very impressed with Jeff Thomas as well for his athletic contribution to midfield. This is Shalimov. Oh, and Mikhailichenko. Well, there was no offside as he looked to slip it through to Kolivanov, whose first touch has been so good so far in this match until then.
Yes, just when he needed it most as well. Mikhailichenko shows great vision when most people would have expected him to have had a go himself. He just slips it to the side, and Kolivanov, whose touch has been so assured tonight, just lets it slip away from him.
Visconti helping it on, stopped by Kuznetsov, the substitute for Sveba. Kolivanov getting the better of Vasquez. Shalimov. Konchelskis the outlet to the right if they want to use that. Here's Kuznetsov. Mostovoy's gone to the far post, and Kuznetsov dragged down by Franco. Well, we think of the great Soviet side of 1986 around that time. This obviously is not the finished product yet, but there's plenty of promise in the way they're playing. They haven't had the best of fortune in this tournament. Mikhailichenko having a good look at it. And Kolivanov is there as well. Kolivanov takes it to the goal! 1-1. And Goikochea got to it, but could only really shovel it up into the net.
Well, we'll pay him tribute for the penalty, but I have to question him here. I think Kolivanov hits it well enough, but Goikochea gets there, and what I think he tries to do, he tries to shovel it round the goalpost. If you just watch it here, he's in a perfect position. Look at that. He moves one step there. He just tries to shovel it round the goalpost. If he'd have got across and got both hands to it, I think he would have saved that. I think it's an error on his part. But you have to see that it's a goal that is certainly, on the general play, Soviet Union have deserved.
Simeone. Well, he scored on Sunday at Juventus, as Pisa were beaten 4-2, the match that put them mathematically down. Konchelskis, and the Manchester United fans getting behind their player. But getting in front of him was Astrada. "25 minutes left in this competition for the English Challenge Cup. Mikhailichenko, that's beautifully hit. By far his best shot of the tournament. And Goikochea was panicking towards the post, where he was beaten by Kolivanov's free kick.
Yes, I'm not so sure if he'd have got there either. You see, it's just bouncing nicely. It just sits up, and Mikhailichenko hits it perfectly. And really, Goikochea, you can see how late he is going for that. He would really have been struggling to get that had it been on target.
Franco really hasn't found the pitch too much to his liking. And we'll remember him most of all, I think, for his attempt to try and win a free kick with his amateur dramatics. Very amateur. Galliamin. Konchelskis. Dobrovolsky. Shalimov is there on the left again. Mikhailichenko close to him. Dobrovolsky moving on into midfield now. Konchelskis is on the right. Here's Sergeyev. Has he forced the corner? He has done. Well, 2.5 minutes left, and a chance for the Soviet Union to win the match here. Oh, Bertie wasn't quite sure how to react. It's Dobrovolsky. Well, for the neutral, I think it has been a night to encourage English hopes for the staging of the World Cup here, perhaps in '98. There's been a great response at the gate, and those who have come have certainly enjoyed what they've witnessed. Garcia. Now Enrique. Gets the better of Galliamin. Simeone coming into the middle, and Franco's there at the far post. Very well defended by Kuznetsov. But the danger not yet over for the Soviet Union. But Mikhailichenko deals with it. Classily.
Yes, but you're right. What brilliant defending from Kuznetsov. Franco must have thought that that was the winning goal in the last minute. But Kuznetsov's shown that you can't afford to give anything up and got in a tremendous clearing header.
Nice obstruction by Konchelskis. Well, whatever happens to the other players out there, we'll be seeing plenty of him in the months ahead. Enrique. And the Soviet Union with the Kolivanov still trying to get the ball to try and win the game, when lesser sides might have settled for a holding operation, having had Chernyshov sent off. We're into the final 30 seconds of the regulation time. Kulkov losing out to Garcia. Maybe still time here for Argentina. Well, on the neutral soil of Old Trafford, it's a draw between Argentina and the Soviet Union, 1-1. The goals from Ruggeri and Kolivanov. Ruggeri putting Argentina in front just on half-time, but they lost that lead early in the second half to Kolivanov's free kick. A final score at Old Trafford. It's Argentina 1, the Soviet Union 1.